Hey guys, what's up? We have some vague descriptions on what we can look forward to in the new structure deck based off an old version. Unfortunately, Japan did not provide effects or stats for them. The first is Diabolus, King of the Abyssal Darkness. It has a powerful effect that can tribute dark monsters on your field to interfere with your opponent's hand. Despite having a high level monster, it has an effect that is meant to special summon itself easily. This seems quite interesting, as there are two ways I can see this effect working. Either first, it removes the card from the hand for a turn, or option 2, it provides permanent hand removal, but with restrictions such as a hard once per turn effect. Otherwise, this would become far too powerful for an effect. The next card is Lilith the Fiend Lady. It has a useful effect that contribute dark monsters on your field to use normal trap cards from your deck easily. This is an amazing effect. Typically, trap cards have been slowed down in pace, and in a number of decks, they have been completely ignored in space of more spell cards, as they can be activated quickly. But this provides two things that typical trap cards have had to compete against with their weaknesses. Especially being you cannot activate them on the turn they are set, so your opponent could remove them with a special effect before you get the chance to respond. And secondly, your opponent is likely to know the type of trap you'll be working with in your deck, so by having them in your deck, you have the ability to respond to your opponent's actions, such as using Bottomless Trap Hole when they special summon. Like the previous, I believe this effect will be a quick effect, or a can only work on your opponent's turn effect, and be a hard once per turn effect. Shadow Dystopia is a new field spell card with the ability to allow you to use your opponent's monsters as well as supporting the new monsters with activating their effects with its own effect. With the first part of its effect, since the other two monsters need you to tribute a dark monster, this will likely be part of the condition. The effect should also have some restriction to it, such as the effects are negated, or an extra deck monster summoned using it cannot attack on the turn it is summoned. People forget that there are already cards that provide. As for the second part of the effect, it is likely to enable you to bring out a dark monster from your deck to the field to help fuel the other cards' effects that enable the use of your opponent's monsters, but with conditions attached, such as Curse of the Shadow Prison lets you fusion summon a Shadow fusion monster using your opponent's monster as a fusion material. The final card is Ghastly Gloating Virus. This is another one of those virus cards. It is able to destroy the opponent's hand and deck by attributing a monster that fits the requirements, and if you meet a certain criterion, you can get an additional effect. This may not be as good as it sounds. The chances are it may target certain monsters, or a limit as to how many cards it can affect. As we already had the errata for Crush Card Virus, chances are they won't let it be that powerful. As for the added effect, who knows what that will do? It could increase your life points, or provide some consistency to your searches. What do you think of these card effects? Will this make dark monsters too powerful with their generic support, or will they provide certain restrictions to prevent them from becoming out of control? My favourite card description out of all of these would probably be Lilith. The ability to use normal trap cards. You will see a drastic rise in people playing normal traps in a response to this. I can't say that this effect was a surprise, as monster and spell cards have seen buffs such as quick effects, whereas traps have been very stagnated unless they have had effects that work both on the field and the graveyard to have, double utility, or to have a mass wipeout effect. They would often be ignored outside of, your standard negation cards, the Solemn Warnings, the Solemn Judgments, Solemn Scoldings. Leave your comments down below, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, And as always, thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
And